Parles-tu français? Hablas español? Parli italiano? If you've used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world. With lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Wondery. Spelled BABBEL.com/Wondery. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Grave Tone.
Welcome to Grave Tone Podcast, where horror comes to life in every form it takes. I'm Megan.
And I'm Arthur.
And it's almost back to school time, everyone.
Terrible time.
Arguably the scariest time of the year for both students and teachers,
Yeah,
honestly. Educators and daycare workers everywhere are terrified right now. Although I guess the daycare workers don't really get time off, do they?
No,
No.
not really.
Yeah, for them.
Also, everyone else who have to drive to work, terrified of the traffic that is coming.
I love that you're just thinking of this from your perspective. Like, do you know what
Yes.
sucks? Back to school sucks. I think we were just going to kind of have a chat today about, I guess, the overall continuous, sort of never-ending popularity of, like, academic horror.
Oh, yeah.
You know, horror that is set or maybe revolves around, to a degree, an academic institution of some kind, whether it's high school, private school, boarding school, college, university, whatever the case might be. And just the idea, because I don't know, I thought about this a little while ago, and I just sort of realized that this subgenre, no matter what kind of genre it fits within, in the, like, sort of genre of horror that it sits under, it never really goes away. Like, this is the kind of horror that we've seen or read in a lot of cases for decades and decades, whether it's film, TV, books, like a lot of that different stuff. You kind of come across it on a regular basis. And so just to talk about, like, maybe some of the big ones, why, and maybe, like, I don't know, get into a discussion about why this continues to be as popular as it is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, comes back every time there's back to school and everything. And even before that, I mean, look, the whole Wednesday thing just dropped recently. And dropping another one beginning of September.
Yep.
It's not a coincidence, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
it's not, for sure. It feels like a beginning of the school year thing because, of course, the show takes place during the school year.
Exactly.
Right?
That's
At a creepy kind of boarding school, I guess, because you live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Right?
makes sense.
Like Nevermore Academy is supposed to be like a boarding school, I guess, to a degree. Yeah. I always think about boarding school in a place where people get sent when they're being, horrible and they get kicked out of every regular school. But I guess that's not always the case.
No, sometimes it's just like private stuff.
Yes. Yeah,
so.
that's it, exactly. How do we want to kick this off? Okay, so to kick all of this off, I guess for you, what does, like, when you think of, like, academic horror, what types of things do you think of, or what does it mean to you?
I mean, it is definitely set somewhere in a school, like you just mentioned, and it has to have some kind of, I guess, creepy aesthetic to it or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But before, I feel like it was just, the setting was what made
They
it
happened
dark
to be at a
academia type
school.
of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like now it's switching a little bit or shifting more towards, like, more, morally rotten institutions.
I see that
murderers, friend groups.
Yeah.
Something that is happening in there as opposed to just it being the setting, because, like, things stray away a little bit now.
True.
And stuff like that. And, it's not just the setting itself and then crazy things happen. It's more related to maybe the school itself or the people who are in there. You know what I mean? So it's not just a setting thing anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more of kind of like the characters in it and what they do or what the school stands for and stuff like that. You know
and
what
like
I mean?
cover-ups and, like, different things that we've seen, which is kind of true to life, right? That we've seen with especially, like, collegiate institutions and things like that that have come under fire for a multitude of different cover-ups, whether it's sexual assault or bribery or all kinds of other things that we've
for
seen.
admissions, for sports,
Correct,
stuff like that.
The college admission scandal was absolutely massive a few years back. So, all of those things, Title IX, like all of that stuff, I guess it makes it easy for filmmakers and writers and things like that to kind of bring that to the forefront and maybe start to point out that, yeah, that's it. Sometimes it's like this institution is rotten from the core
Yeah.
out kind of thing.
That's
yeah.
it exactly.
Yeah.
So it stems from that. But yeah, I think that's kind of what it is for me. We see it in anything that is dark academia from any medium in a sense.
Sure.
From movies, TV shows to books, it is usually similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's more for me at least. Like I said, it is more than a setting. It's just kind of like what happens with it.
It almost becomes its own character sometimes.
Kind of, yeah, in a sense. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that I don't. I mean, okay, so I guess when I think of, like, particularly from, like, growing up and watching a lot of movies, and especially, like, your sort of gateway horror and all kinds of different things like that kind of introduced you to the genre, like, most of the time you fall into kind of like the slasher genre, but obviously, you've got things like Scream. Urban Legend is always a big one in my head.
Okay,
because
I can see
the
that.
school is like a very gothic. So it was filmed at University of Toronto, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was filmed at U of T.
Cool. Okay.
And like the campus really kind of takes on its own life because there's a lot of like exterior shots and work that were done on the film, so you do kind of feel like you're there to a degree. I think it's the first two Urban Legend films, right? Urban Legend and Urban Legends Final Cut, very confusing title change. They're both set at schools. I don't remember if they're set at the same one or not, but they're both set at schools and like largely feel like campus films, like they are set on a campus.
Yeah, that's it. Or like a city adjacent to it, or
for sure.
the place beside it has some kind of game to play.
Yep.
In it, So yeah.
Yeah, you've got like those ones which I find are like really big ones. You have some where it definitely is, I guess, less of a focal point and like more because it follows like maybe students to a degree. Like like technically in Candyman, Helen's character is like writing her thesis and stuff, but it doesn't, it's that one's more like the setting itself, like in Chicago, like in the projects in Chicago.
Yeah,
that's what I feel is like the character in that film, as opposed to like a school setting.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that one.
Yeah, you don't really get into it, right? But like, especially I don't know what it is. I find Scream 2 for me has like a bigger focus on the school itself than the first one does. Do you agree? Yeah, like they're at their houses a lot more in Scream 1, and the big focal point, like in like the latter third of the film, is at Stu's house, which is like the iconic building in that franchise. But I feel like the second one, when they're at the college, and especially because there's so much work that happens, like a bunch of the murders happen on the campus itself. That doesn't really happen in the first one. And like the entire final set piece takes place like in the theater because Sydney's studying theater at school and all that kind of stuff.
True.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
right.
so it takes on like its own kind of like life, which I think it shows a lot more. It shows up a lot more. But there were like a bunch from that time period too. The Faculty's another one. That one's like a big kind of, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but we're all teenagers in high school kind of thing. And then you've got much more modern ones too. Happy Death Day.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Happy Death Day is a big one that way.
Definitely a good one.
That's a good one for that. I
Totally
find.
Killer.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's true. It's just, I guess you don't think about it as much because it's got like the time travel, time jump stuff
But
a
it has
little
the
bit.
whole homecoming that it taps
Yeah,
into
that's
and
true. I mean,
everything,
okay, if we get into a separate conversation about prom horror, that's its own
Yeah,
subgenre.
that's like yeah, exactly.
I blame Carrie. Carrie did that.
Yep.
Yeah, she sure did. She kicked off, Stephen King kicked off like a lot, I think, to do with that because you've got Carrie, prom night, at least 2 prom night films. I think probably more than one of them are set because they're all set around that time.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what else am I thinking of?
The most recent Fear Street.
The most recent Fear Street, Prom Queen, terrible film. So bad. That one, that's it. A lot of the ones that came out during the 80s that were like House on Sorority Row and like Sorority Party Massacre and all that kind of stuff. Like those ones were all very much Sorority House Massacre. That's what I'm thinking of. Those ones were all very much in that. There's at least 2 of those. You've got some that have to do. That's it with sororities and fraternities. Those ones pop up a little bit more frequently. I never know how to feel about those because we don't really do that here.
Yeah, I know.
We have them in Canada, but it's just not a big thing.
It's not a big thing.
Not
I
at
know.
all.
Yeah, that's it. So I don't know. What do you think about something like I Know What You Did Last Summer?
No,
No?
because it's right at the end of the year. they're basically going into the summer months, and you skip ahead and barely do any school stuff, even when they jump ahead by a year. Like, she's in college, but like they don't focus on it at all. So I feel
Yeah,
like
okay, that's
I feel like
it's
that
more of like a
one's
town thing, right. So it's more about like the Southport killer and everything like that. So, yeah, I guess that one makes sense. That's fair. That
Yeah.
one's a little bit different. It just feels like it, but it's not. I get
like
it.
it does because they're high school students, but that's
Yeah,
it.
but it's not. That's it.
No,
That's just one thing.
there's like nothing else about it that does.
Exactly.
And then, I mean, okay, so if you get into the book side of things,
I have a couple of adaptations
Yeah.
that would be interesting to mention.
like adaptations, but even just like books that, whatever, even just the books themselves. I mean, obviously I brought it up, but Carrie obviously is
Yes.
one of those like massively sort of popular ones that really set itself. Actually, Stephen King has quite a few. If they're more following like younger characters, there's at least a portion of the novel that takes place at school in some capacity. And sometimes it's like more important, sometimes it's less important. Like, for instance, like it has like a small portion, but then it kind of veers off and it's summer.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 2 minutes and then they're out of school.
Yeah,
That's the
I
whole
know.
point, is that they start doing whatever
Yeah.
they do.
So maybe that one's like a little bit less, but like Carrie's a big one. Christine also, there's like a number of times that, you like follow and you're like at the school and things. Also, I know that this book was largely banned, and you can't find that many copies of it anymore, but Rage there that he wrote under his Richard Bachman pseudonym.
Okay.
Which is basically, from what I remember, is basically about like a school shooting or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Yeah, that
That's
was
why.
that one was rough. I think that was that was published in the late 70s, so this was also before school shootings were really a thing that happened. It's about like a student who kind of loses his mind basically and begins to kill his classmates.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. There's that. I mean, so there's a couple of other ones that are interesting. So the Incandescent,
Okay.
Emily Tesh. So that one's not necessarily new there, but it's kind of a little bit different, that one, because it is about the faculty
Okay.
more than the students.
Oh, like
right?
it follows the faculty members.
That's it.
Got
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. So like, there's the director at a basically kind of like a magic school, I guess, if you want to call it like that.
Oh, okay.
Right. And like, she spends her days wrangling chaotic children, etc., whatever it is. But there is an invocation in her class that goes wrong and attracts the attention of kind of like a higher demon. Right. So now she has to kind of keep the school safe and everything, and must keep the students safe and everything like that. So that one's interesting.
Okay.
I would say, there's that. There is the ones that I wanted to mention. Of course, there is Catabasis, which is new. It came out
the
just
new one there that
recently.
just get R.F. Kuang's new
exactly.
release
So
there.
that was a brand new release, and it's already in a series development from Amazon.
Good Lord. Okay.
Right
Some
away,
of them
man.
get it now before.
I know there's some of them that just like even before the book was like, yeah, no, we take it. We take it now. Give it to us.
The latest Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, that was
Yep.
just released, had a film deal already, like at least 6 months prior to the book being published, if not more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
so there's that. There's also Babel, again, by her as well.
Oh, Babel, yeah.
It was optioned in 2024, but I think it's like it's still a work in progress or whatever it is.
Yeah,
It's,
well, that happens
might
a
be in
lot.
development now type of thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's also Ninth House by
Lee Bardugo.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
big, in the dark academia world, that's a huge one.
Yeah, and it's apparently still in development since 2019.
Oh, God.
I know.
Yeah, this
it
is, they all
sucks.
live here. And unfortunately, a lot of the ones that have any sort of supernatural and or magical element to them, because of simply the scale of what would need to be done in order to adapt them and the budget that would be required, there are a lot of times where there's something announced and I'm like, does it have to be? Could it maybe just stay a book? I don't mean that in a bad way, but I get concerned sometimes with like these very popular either books or series of novels, whatever the case may be, when they're optioned. And I understand the hype around them and why they would be optioned in the first place, because if they're able to bring the world that's created to life, they will be absolutely fascinating to watch. However, that sort of, I guess, lives in tandem with the idea that like can we really do this justice? Do we really know how to do that necessarily? No. And we're never going to make everyone happy because everyone reads a novel and has an idea of what it will be like.
Of course, I mean, that's just a normal thing with
Yeah.
adaptations in general, right? But I feel like now they're doing a little bit more justice to books more than before.
They're trying.
So
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think
It's just that,
they
like,
do
the
more.
thing that bugs me is that, like, they're like, oh yeah, there's a cool trend. It's a very trendy book. Everyone wants to read it, and then we're gonna make a thing out of it, and then it's 40 years later, and it's still in development, or they're not doing much with it, and it's like, okay, well,
Do we want it now?
the hype is kind of dying down,
A little
I
bit, yeah,
guess.
yeah.
And then if you do, anyways, I don't know.
No, I get what you mean. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, so that's kind of like why I'm okay with the Sunrise of the Reaping thing is that they did it even before the book launched.
I know.
They start working on it, right? Like, at least you're gonna get the hype right after the book launches or something
True.
like that, or
And they're filming, as far as I know.
that's what I'm saying. So at least like it's timely in that sense.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyways, there's also A Deadly Education, Naomi Novik.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So that one's
was big.
coming apparently as a film from Universal.
I love that we've now turned into a conversation about dark academia. This is funny. This is different.
Maybe. We are talking about Dark Academia.
I know, but that's what I mean. Yeah, we are, but like, when does it skew from fantasy to horror? That's a good question.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's true.
Yeah, well, that's its own conversation too.
Yeah.
There's
well.
definitely a mix, I would say, of a lot of it.
That's it. I mean, yeah, it's look, you can have a different setting and make it more horror, less horror, but still.
That's true.
It works.
Oh God. Okay. Even I'm trying to like sort of keep my thoughts together, and I'm also as we go, I'm like remembering other films myself that I've watched that also feel like they really fall into this like specifically like horror academia category.
Yeah.
Halloween H2O. Yes. That one specifically. It's when Laurie is
Oh,
the
yeah.
the
Crap,
principal
I
at like a
forgot about
boarding
that.
school
Yes,
there.
yes,
The one
yes,
with
yes.
Josh Hartnett plays her son.
That's it.
So Halloween H2O falls into that. Cry Wolf is one of those like campus type horror
I've never
films.
seen that one.
Really? Oh my God. It follows a group of students at like a private school. And there's a fake kind of prank rumor thing that started through like basically like their like chat forum system
of
or
course.
something. It was the early 2000s, so like they wouldn't have done what they would do with it now. And
They
it
wouldn't have done
it
text
makes
messages?
up no
Because it's 15 cents a text.
you didn't have texts at the time, and then so it's sort of they decide this group of kids decide to start like a prank rumor type of thing about a killer essentially on campus, and then someone starts following what they've written and actually killing the students on campus and people on campus in general.
Wasn't there a
You're looking at me like
no? But wasn't there a Netflix movie we saw?
If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of a deal. But are you getting the deal and cash back? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love, savings, and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores like Target, Sephora, and even Expedia. Stack sales on top of cash back and feel what it's like to know you're maximizing the savings. It's easy to use, and you get your cash back sent to you through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. It's the most rewarding way to shop. That's RAKUTEN. Rakuten.com.
It was basically that.
I don't know. Maybe? I don't remember that.
Yeah, we saw it somewhat recently too.
Oh, okay.
It was basically that. It was someone who's writing like, was it a script or a book about it with a group of friends, and they all start. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Anyways,
It could
whatever.
be. I don't know.
I need to check out the.
What else from me? Oh, The Hole. The Hole for me always feels very much like that too. I know
Yeah.
that the vast majority of the film takes place outside of the school. It's another really posh English boarding school,
Yeah.
and the students get stuck in a bunker essentially that's like in the woods near the campus over a long weekend basically, so no one's around to realize that they've gone missing in the first place. That was like a quintessential like late 90s one, Thora Birch, when like people remembered who Thora Birch was, and like Keira Knightley, and I think the first movie I'd ever seen her in. This was like pre Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, everything. That
Yeah.
movie actually, I remember it because I watched it and it freaked me out.
It's a little
Like,
scary.
Yeah, and like it lives in my memory forever. Like this is something that I will not forget.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's pretty crazy.
And
what about Suspiria?
Suspiria too, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a dance academy And that's it. There's like the whole like haunting, like Dario Argento. Most people will know if they know one film of his, it'll probably be that one. Even more recently, The Black Coat's Daughter, which was in 2015. That was Osgood Perkins' I think first feature film that he made. It follows Kiernan Shipka and I think Emma Roberts, from what I remember, who are stuck at their high school, boarding school, whatever it is, over winter break, basically alone and very isolated, and they encounter like a weird sort of demonic force while they're there. It's a very quiet film, but kind of underrated, like very well made, because it was before he sort of blew up.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
check those out.
Yeah.
That one sounds familiar from what you told me, but
Yeah, I
Did you
don't think you've seen it.
no.
though.
Okay.
No.
Well, something to watch tonight.
Yay. Yeah, that's it. Oh, God. Yeah, there were a ton in like the 80s and stuff like that, too. Student Bodies, Graduation Day, Happy Birthday to Me. Nightmare on Elm Street, I know they kind of put it in that category, but like they're barely at school. I don't know, man. It doesn't feel like it as much. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the first Scream. That's what I mean. It doesn't feel like it falls quite into that
It's
category as much.
adjacent.
Yeah,
Graduation adjacent.
kind of. Teen Wolf.
Yeah. Okay.
That whole franchise, basically. the movies, the TV show, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
Like we said, the prom night movies, Disturbing Behavior. That one kind of works, I think.
Which one?
Disturbing Behavior. You know,
Okay.
James Marsden,
I was
Katie
trying to think what it is.
Holmes,
Okay.
like late 90s, and all the kids start becoming almost like automatons of, they're being like essentially brainwashed into acting good and not being
Right,
quote
right.
unquote bad kids anymore. And I think it's like the adults in the town that are doing it.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's always them.
The Faculty, that's it. The Rage, which was like the sequel to Carrie that came out.
What about the recent one we saw? No, that one doesn't really count.
What are you thinking of right now?
Clown in a Cornfield.
Kind of, but it also doesn't feel like they do much at the school
No,
itself,
they don't.
really.
No, it's one of those post stuff. Okay.
I
Yeah, that one
agree.
doesn't count.
Yeah, that's it. I
Yeah.
don't find it counts as much. Jennifer's Body, there's a lot with that one
Yeah,
too. That
okay.
one also kind of falls into that prom horror category because there's like a pretty big set piece around prom itself. Lisa Frankenstein, which was like a way more recent one that came out. Yeah, that's it. There's a
Yeah, I
ton
mean,
of them.
There's a ton. That's it, of course. It's a lot.
There are so many of them, and we don't realize, I think, like growing up, that even half of the like Goosebumps books that I picked up as a kid, or even like Fear Street books that I read, like they take place in the schools, and like the kids are in school dealing with whatever sort of force it is that is like the particular plot of that novel as well. There's just so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many. We can just keep naming them.
Kind of, yeah.
But yeah. So for Dark Academia,
Yes.
right? Like, we know there's like a lot of kind of like things that usually happen in the tropes and the settings and stuff
Sure.
like that and whatever it is. So I'm gonna give you
Oh, God.
a this or that. It's fine.
Oh, I have to pick?
You have to pick.
Okay.
And also, this is not homework. Do not get afraid, okay?
Well, okay. Well, we're in this school setting now, and now I'm feeling like there's a pop quiz, and I have to get
There-
everything right. And
There's a
it's
pop quiz.
scary.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Okay, fine.
But I will judge you. Okay. So I want to give you a couple of this or that.
Okay.
That would kind of like build a good Dark Academia for you if you were to, let's say, make one.
Okay.
And then you tell me what you pick.
Sure.
All right. Okay. So would you do a Snowden library or a summer empty campus?
Ooh. Damn it.
Yeah.
This is really hard.
Eh,
I'm
It's
gonna go.
fun.
I'm gonna go Snowden Library.
Snowden library.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What is it, like isolation type of thing?
I like
that,
the level of isolation that it creates. The elements kind of working against anyone who's trying to leave or get
Okay,
anywhere,
yeah.
and kind of preventing like additional people from maybe getting help in some capacity or whatever the case might be. Also, it always feels like campuses in general, at least in my experience and what I've witnessed, are busier during the summer because people take summer courses. So like it's never really that abandoned.
I mean, okay, yeah, that's fair. I get that. That would probably make it better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about kind of like the antagonist suspect, right? We're building
Yeah,
this thing.
yeah.
Would you do a secret society president or a legacy donor parent?
Oh. Secret Society president.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want the parents involved in this, honestly.
No? But
No.
you don't think it would bring like a different angle from
It,
the whole
it
thing?
would,
You know?
but if anything, I'd prefer it be a faculty member at that point.
Oh, okay.
I don't need the external factors of the parents. No, thank you. Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's fair. I mean, that does keep it kind of like grounded and centered.
Yes.
In the
On
whole
like, and again, on
productivity
like,
thing, right?
because like so much of this, like not all of it does, but a lot of this falls into like the YA sphere, and I just feel like I prefer it to stay with the kids if we are staying in that setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That works. All right. Now for plot device, right? Now we're building it. So now we are in a winter library
Yes.
with a
Secret Society president.
secret society president.
Yeah.
You might have to write this down. Okay. Okay. Now, would you do an urban legend dare or a blood pact on the quad?
Urban legend dare.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. You don't think that's kind of overdone? You
Yes,
like, it was
but I like it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Megan's making another movie with the urban legend thing.
Don't care.
Okay, so but does that make sense with the whole current thing?
No.
Library.
No. Not. Okay.
What? This
okay.
movie's
okay.
disjointed.
Okay. Shut up. I can make it. I can make it make sense. There could be a secret society meeting that's taking place or whatever. You know, so like that's where like that aspect of things comes into play, and then they're stuck in the library, and one of the, I don't know, the hazing things that they have to do for their secret society is some sort of urban legend dare.
Nice.
That's how I would probably play it off, because
Okay.
I genuinely can't think of anything else right now.
I
so.
like it. Oh, that's pretty good. All right. Okay. Okay. So now for kind of like the aesthetic or props.
Oh, okay.
Would you do? Tweed blazer or a varsity jacket?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I think I would go varsity jacket.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think I would do that. I think I would probably head in that direction.
So the school is not too posh, I guess.
No, no. I mean, I love like a dark academia, something that feels like an Oxford setting, like that kind of vibe. Like I like that. It's fun. I like the aesthetic of something like Wednesday, right? Like Nevermore has
Yeah,
uniforms
it's cool.
and they kind of function in that way. But there's something for me, and I think like all these movies that I was listing that like we grew up with and stuff, like in these sorts of styles to an extent, a lot of them fell more into like the slasher type of thing, so I can't help but kind of lean more in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Okay. Now let's add some sound or kind of scare texture to it.
Okay.
Right? So would you do a distant bell toll or a PA system feedback?
PA system feedback.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep, thank you.
I can, yep. I kind of like that better too.
Yeah, I know, I agree. I think it's creepier personally. A bell is whatever, could be the church like 2 miles down and you can just hear it because the sound carries like meh.
Okay.
Yeah. If this were a Gothic institution on a seaside hill,
Yeah.
sure, I'd want the bell. But if we're talking like an aesthetic that looks like a regular school with like, again, like not a super highbrow institution, I want my PA system to be crappy. That's it.
Okay. That works. Okay. So now we're kind of getting, kind of towards the end of the movie, I guess. Structure and ending.
Okay.
Okay. So, you know what? I'll give you 4.
Wow, okay, that's a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
get to
choices.
choose.
All right.
So, would you do everyone is complicit versus lone killer
Okay.
and or
Okay.
twist transfer student versus dead classmate returns?
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
Oh, so much thinking right now.
Sorry, those are both good options.
I know they are.
Maybe just to make it slightly different, I would go with the twist transfer student / dead classmate returns, because I always like the general, like everyone, like that Murder on the Orient Express,
Yes.
everyone's complicit versus like one lone killer, and no, we think it might be one person, but it's everybody. But that's, been done and overdone. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you like mush them together, transfer student and dead classmate returns, or one or the other? Because I feel like it has to be
You
one
could
or
do,
the other.
it'd be fun. You do something insane where it's like the quote unquote dead classmate didn't die. They came back as a transfer student and had like insane plastic surgery or
Ooh.
something crazy.
I like
So
that.
then I
That's absolutely
no,
ridiculous.
The
but
Moira,
okay.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool. And then one last thing, like kind of like an iconography for the movie type of thing.
Okay.
Right. So would you do round spectacles or blackout contacts?
Oh, as like a visual
Yeah, like an
component?
iconography thing. Like everyone wears round spectacles, and like the killer, or the killer has blackout contacts or whatever.
Yeah, I think I'd go blackout contacts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The spectacles feel too highbrow for what I would want to do. Yeah.
For what? For where the
For like my setting.
the whole setting
for
thing, right.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's run it from the top.
Oh my
So
God.
we are in a Snowden library,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no one there, and there's a secret society
Yep.
that meets in a Snowden library
Sure.
in the middle of winter.
Okay.
Okay. And
They're in Canada. It's not hard.
all of this makes sense. Okay. And then they have to do a urban legend dare.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is.
As part of their hazing.
As part of their hazing,
Yes.
right? That makes sense. And they all wear varsity jackets.
Sure. It's their. Maybe
their
it's because
thing.
I'm thinking of like crappy frat bro types or something. So
That's
sure.
fair. Okay, that's good. And then throughout the movie, there's like crazy PA system feedback that happens.
Yep.
That's kind of like your audio scare texture type
Sure.
of thing, right? And then in the end, the twist end that it becomes somehow is that there is a dead classmate
From a previous hazing.
from a previous
Come on now.
hazing who somehow returned
Yes. And
as a
looks different.
transfer student.
Yes.
After a lot of plastic surgery.
And changed their name because they were
And changed their
horrifically
name.
disfigured
Their
in whatever
names.
hazing went wrong originally.
And they were considered dead, but they're not really dead. Like dead,
W-
quote unquote.
People just, their parents told everybody they died. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. That makes sense. And they also have blackout contacts.
Sure, whatever.
What is the name of this amazing movie that I'll pay money to watch?
Don't know. Oh, God, I can't come up with a title. I know what you did last hazing. Like, I don't know.
That no one will buy tickets for
Shut
that.
up.
And so we'll make an actual title for
Okay,
this.
fine.
'cause No one's going to pay money for that one. Okay.
You can't just put me on the spot like that.
Okay, so would you do something that is like the Nevermore Dare or the Snow Day Kill List?
Oh, fuck it. Snow Day Kill List. Nevermore Dare. See, that's it. We're talking about Wednesday. Like, no, I'm not going to copy them. That's weird.
Well, it's
And
different.
also, and again, see, like Nevermore works in like a more posh institution because you think
That's
of
fair.
Poe and you think of scholarly pursuits and studies of like classic literature, which I'd feel like this entire thing that I've come up with is not that at all.
Okay, fair enough. So it's the Snow Day Kill List.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Hey, let us know in the comments if you if you will pay money to watch this
Probably
movie.
not. That's okay. I don't blame you. Oh boy. Okay.
That was fun.
So that wraps that up. Yeah, hopefully, anyone who might be listening who's, either an educator or a student, hey, listen, best of luck to you with the new semester starting. We remember those days. and they were always exhausting when you kind of kicked off a new school year. Yeah, you're shaking your head right now. So you know what, all of the luck in the world and everything with everything that you're kind of pursuing in the future. And watch academic horror, guys. Just watch it. Watch the things that are set in the school. It just makes things feel more relatable, when you've also experienced them yourself.
And be good students.
Yeah, do that. Be nice to your teachers.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, in the meantime, between now and our next episode, obviously feel free to follow us on all of our socials. So Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky. You can search for Gravetone Pod.
That's right.
But until next time, guys, stay scared and stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.